Good afternoon from Let Us Eat. We are going to be demonstrating how we do our eye-round roast for the oven, and my husband is going to be doing the prep work.
Hi, I'm Dave, and today we are, as my wife says, we're going to make an eye-round roast. Simple instructions. Our ingredients are, we have our potatoes, we have our celery, we have our frozen onions and peppers, and we have our, I use a McCormick's bag and seasoned pot roast. And then we have here approximately 2 pounds of eye-round roast. You can use more or less according to your family size. We have a family size of actually 4. However, we're going to say 3 because our 10-year-old doesn't eat any of this, and she will not be here today. So what I usually do is take the roast. The first thing I do is I rinse it. Just give it a quick rinse. And the next thing we'll need to do is I want to get the bag open because we're going to be putting our vegetables and seasoning mix into the bag. Have the bag out. Now the first thing I like to do is I like to take a few stalks of celery. I like to put that at the bottom. It doesn't really matter, but it's just my methodology. Rinse it off. Cut off any of the bad pieces. Rinse off the bad pieces. I don't really like the ends where it gets a little... I do throw that part out. You don't have to use any or all part of your celery stalk. Celery does add a nice flavor, I find, for any kind of roast. Or any kind of chicken, if you're going to do that, for that matter. Put our bag. And put in our celery. Next thing I do add, I'll take some frozen onions and peppers. I'm using the bird's eye. Handful will do it. Sometimes you might want to just add a little more or less, according to your flavor and taste. I'll add a little more. And a couple more peppers in there. And the next part we will put in is we will do potatoes. I'll be cutting, I have about 1, 2, 3, I have about 6 small potatoes. And what I like to do is, because the roast doesn't cook that long, is make sure you cut them into small pieces. Rinse them off a little bit at a time. Oh boy, snap that, no, good. while I'm cutting these, I like to go side to side to side and just get most of the potato skin off. You don't need to get it all off.
Or you can leave them on.
Or you can leave them on. I prefer them off for this type of meal. Okay, so everything's in the bag, like that. And then I'm going to now put the roast in. Before I do, because the seasoning carries most of the seasonings, you really don't need to add much extra. But I do like garlic, so I'm just going to give it just a tad of garlic. This has the salt and the cracked black pepper already involved in it. Put our meat in. Just like yay. And now the seasoning mix. Now for this particular seasoning mix, you only need a 1/4 cup of cold water. Should have been running water. Sometimes I like to go between a 1/4 and a 1/3, just to have that extra au jus later on. Alright, I'm at a 1/3. So now, you pour the mix in. And I will take just scissors or whatever, fork or knife, whatever, spoon, fork, knife, and just mix it in. I try to get as much as possible mixed.
Just wash the scissors before next time you use them.
I like to pour it directly on the roast and then let it go all over into the vegetables and let the seasoning part settle in to the roast. You like to tie it up. I do a nice tight tie. What did I do with the thing? Now the ties that come with this are a little thick, so I do it the best I can. Push it down most I can. Set it on its side, and then I'm now going to take a toothpick. I'm going to take a toothpick or a pin. Right now I have a toothpick. You want to poke 2, 3, 4 holes. That'll be enough to vent. And all we are now ready to do is put the roast into the oven. You can serve it later with vegetables of corn, broccoli, or whatever to your taste.
Close.
And that is
Close with let us eat. Close with my title.
yeah, so again, this is our roast, and thank you for watching from Let Us Eat. Oven should go into the roast for approximately 1 to 1.5 hours. I would check it at about an hour and 15 minutes. You'll want the temperature at your roast between 135 and 145 degrees for best results, for medium rare to medium well.